So I know this has been long awaited and a lot of you guys have asked for this video, so I figured what better time than to do it now. Today we're going to be talking about how much we spent on the laundry room renovation. With our laundry room renovation, we had to be very practical about what we bought, what we spent money on. And coming into this, we knew we wouldn't be able to go buy brand new everything. So maybe you can relate to this, and maybe you're on a tight budget also and you're doing the work yourself, can't afford to hire the work out, because that's how we are. So it did take us a long time to renovate our laundry room, but it was well worth it because we saved a lot of money at the end. We did have to completely gut the laundry room. There was nothing salvageable. The floor had a really bad swag in it, so it had to be completely rebuilt. And there was actually a step-up platform. It's a staircase landing platform is what it is, but at the top of it there's a laundry room, but also it serves as a hallway to get to the bedroom and to the bathroom. So it serves many purposes, and we knew that it had to be functional, and the way that it was built, it just wasn't. From the time that we got the house, we knew immediately that we were going to be ripping that out and rebuilding it, and that's exactly what we did. But I have my phone here and I'm going to be reading off the prices, and I think I have everything, but I do just want to say that in this list, we did not factor in like tools or nails and screws and just nitty gritty things that you typically already have, like paintbrushes and paint rollers. We didn't factor that in because a lot of that we already had, and it wasn't specific to this project. It's just stuff that we bought a long time ago for the whole house renovation. Another thing we didn't factor into this is electrical and plumbing, just because we redid the entire house. So we didn't count it for just one room. I don't even know how you would measure that. So that is not factored into this list. So the first expenses are 2x10 beams and Advantech. And those were both used because we had to rip out the entire laundry room floor, like I said, and completely rebuild it. It wasn't level. It was built incorrectly. It had a step-up platform on it. And in addition to the platform, it also had stairs on each side. So it just wasn't practical at all. On the beams, we spent $70, and on the Advantech, we spent $100. It's not normally that expensive, but building costs have gone through the roof, as you know. So one of the biggest expenses that we had was the Advantech flooring. It was $100 for 2 sheets. Okay, the next cost was insulation, and we spent $95 on insulation. As you know, the roof line of the laundry room is at a slant, so it does meet the actual roof. So it did need to be insulated, which if you're just updating your laundry room or if you're just doing a small renovation, you're not gonna have these extra costs of rebuilding a floor or insulating your roof. That is just something that we had to factor in because we had to build it back efficiently. Okay, so the next two things I have on my list is beadboard and flooring, and those are really hard to kind of factor in because we bought all of that material reclaimed from an old house here in our town that was about to be tore down. For all of the poplar flooring and the beadboard, we paid $200 for all of that. But it's hard to factor in because we spent $200 on all of it, but we didn't even end up using a third of it in the laundry room. If you watch any of my other videos, you know that we've finished out the kitchen walls with it and put some on our bathroom ceiling. So we've used it many other places and we just now ran out. So I would say a third of it got used in the laundry room. We're accounting that the flooring was $30 and the beadboard was $30. The next expense was linseed oil, and it was $8, which that is what we sealed the poplar floor with in the laundry room. And it was a great effective way to seal the floors. So far it's held up great, and I've had no issues with it at all, and it is so cheap to do. You just reapply it whenever you want. I've reapplied it once, I think, and since then it's held up great. The next two things on the list, I did go ahead and factor them into this just because they are required and they were specific to the laundry room. And they are a dryer vent that was $27, and then washer hookups, and that was $50. So I'm including them just because they are specific to the laundry room. They were used and only for the laundry room. It's not like we did the entire house. Next is trim and baseboards, and on 1x6s, we use that as trim around the doors and then also the baseboards in the laundry room. And our laundry room is really small, so that was a good thing. We didn't have to use much material. But on the 1x6s, we spent $38. And then on finishing trim, we had to get 2 pieces of finishing trim, and they were each $10 at Lowe's. So in total, we spent $20 on finishing trim. The next is the bin primer, and that is expensive. It was $55 for a gallon. And then the paint, I put that we spent about $25, even though I really have no idea. We bought it in a 5-gallon bucket, but I think we paid $80 for the 5-gallon bucket. So I just we didn't really use that much just because the room is so small, but I just went ahead and said 25 because that's about how much a gallon of paint would cost. And then the next thing is the switch and outlet covers. They were $10. We bought the cast iron outlet covers from Hobby Lobby. We waited until they went on sale, and I bought them like almost a year ago. Like I counted all the ones in the house and went ahead and bought them whenever they were on sale. But they were $5 a piece and they match perfectly because in our house we use the dark brown light switch covers and outlets. So the cast iron just blends in perfectly, and they are real cast iron, so it does give it that extra little bit of detail that you normally wouldn't have. Next was the washer drain pan, and it was $40. And I would almost say that that was the most important, just because if it ever leaks or something happens and the washer just leaks, it'll go in that drain pan and it's connected right into the drain. If there ever is a leak or anything, it goes right out and it doesn't flood the floors, because we put so much time and effort into the floors. Even though we didn't spend much money, we did put a lot of time and effort into them. So we want to make sure that they're there and they're taken good care of. Okay, we're getting towards the end. The washer and dryer we bought used, and they came from a family friend, so we were comfortable using them. We just washed them really well before we used them. I know some people don't like using used appliances, but we're totally for it, especially whenever it's cheap, because we bought both the washer and dryer for $300 and they were like brand new. They work amazing and we've had no issues out of them. And then the very last thing that I can think of is the light fixture, and it was actually free. We got it out of a house that was being torn down, so I did not factor that into the overall price list just because it was free to us. But the total that we spent on the laundry room was $898. And that is including everything that I just listed out. So hopefully that kind of gives you an idea of what you would maybe possibly spend on a laundry room renovation. I know it's not practical for everybody because not everybody has access to older reclaimed materials or used material, but it's definitely out there if you want to put in the time and effort to look for it. Usually it does need a little more work than buying brand new. But in our case, it's definitely worth it because we don't have the money to go spend hundreds of dollars on everything brand new. So we really have to pick and choose on what we can and cannot spend money on. But I hope this video is helpful and maybe somebody else can relate to it, because our goal is to make this home efficient but yet beautiful and update it all at the same time, but still keep those characteristics and the overall look and floor plan to keep it original and as close to a restoration as you can, with adding our own touches along the way, because this is going to be our forever home. So we do want to make sure that we love it at the end of the day. But that's going to be it for today's video. So thank you guys for watching, and I hope you guys will like and subscribe.